when I made that post on Instagram, I was talking to people like guys that I just played hockey against, people that I barely knew.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, like I feel this way, blah, blah, blah. And like I talk to them and stuff. And like, that's why I'm kind of starting to be even like more open about it and post about that kind of stuff a little bit more, because like the days that I feel like good are the days where I've like made kind of like a vulnerable post and had feedback and been able to talk to people and just kind of like, even if it's just like a convo where you're just bullshitting, after you feel lighter, right?
Yeah.
You feel way better about it. And that's kind of the one thing I've always tried to tell people is just like, it doesn't have to be like a cry. You don't have to be crying and
No.
you know what I mean? Like life's this and that. It's just like, even just a conversation about nothing. Like,
yeah.
Bullshitting back and forth is like good enough to get you through a day. That's all it is. You just got to survive the day and then wake up the next day and battle through it again. Right.
It is actually like a day-to-day thing. And that's something that like today I had my life coach on for an episode before this one. And I sent out an email today that was about, it touched on a little bit of my past and how hard it really was for me. Like every day, like I could just barely get up and even step out of the house. But in those days, I mean, I just kind of forget about it because like 4 years goes by and you kind of like, oh, whatever, like I got through it. I mean, I still deal with shit every day, but it's nothing like it used to be.
Yeah.
But back then, like it really was just like a fight for the day. Like I woke up, all I thought about was like, what the, all I was thinking about is like going to bed because I'm like, fuck, if I just get through the day, I can go to bed and then like, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Well, and I think a lot of that has to do with is just partying though. Like a lot of people I talk to, they're like, oh, I'm so sick of feeling this way, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, but you know why you feel this way. Like I told you that, and B, you already know that. Like, stop drinking. You know what I mean? Stop staying up all night on the weekends. Cause like your week is shit until like Thursday. And by Thursday, it's like, oh, let's go drinking again.
Yeah, right? It's literally
and then you just sit there all day, every day, and you're like, I just want to get home from work. So now your whole work days are right off.
Yeah.
Because you're over it. Then you get home from work and you're like, oh, like I want to go work out, but it's like, fuck it. I'm just gonna lay in bed. Like I was so bad for that for so long. And that's why I've really nowadays, like when I do that, I kind of did that today. Actually, I was supposed to get up and go fishing. Woke up at like 9 and I was like, fuck.
Oh, you didn't go?
No. Junk. Pissed, right? But now I've held myself to a standard. They're like to do activities every chance I get because it's so much better. Like even if you feel shitty, even like just forcing yourself to go and do stuff. By the time you get there, you're like, oh, that was totally worth it. I did it on Sunday. Me and my girlfriend were supposed to go to a concert. It was like an hour before, and we're like, we're not going. And then I'm laying there and I like just got up. I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, get dressed. We're going right now. And it was like, got down there and be like on the way home. I'm like, so glad we went.
Yeah.
Like you're always going to be glad you did it. Right? And that's the one thing I like to always tell myself, right? It's like, I got this tattoo that said, be less depressed and more adventurous. I never fucking read the thing. But I like to think, I like to think that I've been living by that standard ever since I got it. We were coming home from Whistler one day and it was in, actually it was like, I think it was Brock and Rensby's song. It's like, I kind of altered the line a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was listening to it. We were driving on the Sea to Sky and I was just like, I'm like, yo, see if there's a tattoo place open in Squamish right now. Like, I'm just going to go get that on me. And it wasn't. And then I went downtown and did it. And after I was like, oh, cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like something that I can look down at from the odd time to time when I'm laying there being a sack of shit and like not wanting to go for a walk and it's like, okay, like go do it. Like you obviously got that for a reason. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I think it's like, fuck it. For me, I more fight now with like work where it's so easy for me to just sit there and work all day because all I have to do is open my fucking computer. That like the thinking of going to do something adventurous, like, oh, I could, but then I have to drive there and do it and all this shit. Or I could just open my computer because like I should be working. Yeah. But every time I go, like it's so fucking worth it.
Like the drive there mindset, like a lot of people are stuck in that where it's like, oh, it's 40 minutes away. And it's like, yeah, but what else are you going to be doing? Like, what else are you going to do with your 40 minutes?
And it's weird.
Sit here and do nothing. It's like hop in the car, throw on some music and have like, that's like my one thing for me is like drives and music. Like you just get lost. And next thing you know, you're where you're at, where you wanted to be. And then you're like driving home. Like the drive home's always shitty, but you know what I mean? No, it's like,
well, I find it like, I don't know why sometimes I get caught up with the drive because I'm like the same way where I'll drive fucking anywhere. Like
Yeah.
I'm always down to go to Whistler for one night, or like, dude, I've driven so far for fucking nothing.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
I'm used to driving like a lot for work or whatever I've done. Like usually go downtown a couple times a week.
Well, like even when you're partying though, you'd be like,
oh,
I remember
yeah.
one time it was like 6 o'clock. We're like, fuck it, we're going to Kelowna.
Yeah, yeah.
Drove to Kelowna, got there at like 9:30, partied, woke up at 8 and came home.
Mm-hmm.
But like we didn't even think twice about it. But now like wake up Saturday morning at 7 and it's like, oh, let's go to Chill. I can have a fire. And it's like, oh, 30-minute drive? Like what? It's
Yeah.
like, just do it. And you got the whole day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like just take, yeah, you just gotta take the first step and fucking go.
Yeah.
Just get in the fucking car, close the goddamn door.
Just fucking
I think for me, a lot of it's actually making the decision of like, there's so many options and I know I can do anything. It's
Yes.
almost like, what the fuck am I going to do? That almost deters me more. Like I like almost have to just get in the fucking car and just drive and just like pick somewhere like right away.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Like we'll plan to go somewhere and we end up somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's the one thing too. That's another thing too, where like my life is just riddled with anxiety. It's like I'll be driving somewhere just sweating. Like fuck, get me there. Like you know what I mean? Or like halfway through, be like, oh, and turn around and go home.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, see, I hate living like that. Like it sucks that you have to like convince yourself every day, shit like that. When it's like, you know, you're going to enjoy it. Even when I go fishing and stuff, I love that. I love being out there. But every time, the night before, I'm like, oh. It's like getting over those moments and just like doing it.